Have you ever been around a man who makes you feel there's something more, but he never says it out loud? One moment, he's warm, attentive, even protective. The next, he pulls back, acts distant, and leaves you second-guessing everything. I've seen this pattern countless times in my years studying love and human behavior. And here's the truth. Many men don't fight their feelings because they don't care. They fight because caring feels risky. Vulnerability scares them, and opening up feels like giving away control. But no matter how much they try to hide it, psychology shows us that emotions always leak out in subtle, powerful ways. That's why today I'm going to walk you through 10 sure signs he's secretly fighting his feelings for you. By the end, you'll see his mixed signals in a whole new light, and maybe even recognize that his silence is not rejection, but proof of how much you actually mean to him. Sign 1, the lingering glance. Let's start with one of the clearest signs, his eyes. When a man is fighting his feelings for you, his glance gives him away before his words ever will. He may look at you a second too long, then quickly turn away as if he's been caught. Psychology research tells us that eye contact is one of the strongest nonverbal ways humans express attraction. The problem is, he doesn't want you to notice. So what happens? You'll catch him stealing glances when he thinks you're not looking. He studies your face, your smile, even the way you move. And when your eyes finally meet, he may look down, shift nervously, or act as if nothing happened. But deep inside, that fleeting connection shook him. His glance is not random. It's emotion slipping through the cracks of his self-control. If you notice this happening often, it's not in your head. His silence may say nothing, but his eyes, they're already telling you a story he's not ready to speak. Sign 2, hot and cold behavior. Another sure sign is his unpredictable push and pull. One day he's warm, attentive, maybe even a little flirty. The next day he's distant, reserved, and harder to reach. Now here's what's really happening. This back and forth isn't about you. It's about him battling with himself. Psychology shows that when someone feels a strong emotional pull, but fears rejection or losing control, they often swing between closeness and withdrawal. It's a defense mechanism, his way of keeping his heart safe. So if you've felt that roller coaster, those days when he seems all in, followed by days where he suddenly retreats, understand this. It's not lack of interest. It's fear of vulnerability. His hot and cold behavior is proof that the feelings are there. He's just not ready to surrender to them yet. Sign 3, subtle jealousy. One of the strongest giveaways is jealousy, especially when he tries to hide it. Picture this. You mention another guy, maybe a coworker or a friend, and suddenly his tone shifts. He may not say much, but you notice the silence. Or maybe he brushes it off with a joke, yet the energy in the room feels different. That's jealousy working its way to the surface. Psychology explains this well. When we feel possessive emotions but aren't ready to claim them, they often show up in indirect ways. Sarcasm, criticism of the other man, or even going quiet. It's his way of protecting his feelings without exposing them. So if he seems unsettled whenever someone else enters the picture, pay attention. Jealousy, even in its quietest form, is rarely about disliking the other guy. It's about caring too much, while trying hard not to let you see just how much you mean to him. Sign 4, protectiveness without labels. Here's a subtle but powerful sign. He looks out for you, even though he's never called you his. Notice how he'll walk you safely to your car, check in if you're not feeling well, or step in when someone makes you uncomfortable. It's instinctive. He's protective of you, but without any official claim. Psychology tells us that protectiveness is deeply tied to emotional attachment. When a man feels connected but hasn't confessed, his protective side often slips through in small practical ways. He may not say, "I care about you," but his actions reveal it, offering help, worrying about your safety, or paying attention to the little details that make your life easier. Here's the catch. He won't call it love. He'll frame it as just being nice or looking out for a friend. But don't be fooled. Protectiveness without labels is rarely casual. It's an unconscious signal that his heart is already invested, even if his words aren't ready to catch up. Sign 5, nervous energy around you. Have you ever noticed how he seems different around you? Maybe he fidgets with his hands, laughs a little too loud, or stumbles over simple words. That's not clumsiness, it's nervous energy. Psychologists call this a physiological response. When attraction and unspoken feelings collide, the body reacts before the mind can filter it. His heart rate spikes, his palms may sweat, and he suddenly loses the effortless composure he has with everyone else. Think about it. Around others, he's relaxed. But with you, he overthinks. He wants to impress you, yet he's terrified of messing it up. That inner tug of war creates a tension that shows up in the tiniest details. Tapping his foot, fixing his shirt, or avoiding eye contact for too long. This nervous energy is not a sign of weakness. It's actually the opposite. It means you matter to him enough to disrupt his calm. His body is giving away the feelings his words are still trying to hide. Sign 6. Personal questions that go too deep. One of the most telling signs he's secretly battling his feelings is how curious he becomes about you. The real you. He doesn't just ask surface-level questions like, "How was your day?" He wants to know about your dreams, your fears, the moments that shaped who you are. He remembers the stories you share and follows up weeks later, showing he's genuinely listening. Psychology explains this as emotional investment. When someone is drawn to you but unsure how to act on it, they seek to understand you deeply without revealing their own vulnerability. By asking personal, thoughtful questions, he's creating a mental map of your inner world, while secretly hoping you'll let him in. Here's the thing. This isn't casual curiosity. It's a subtle, unconscious way of saying, "You matter to me more than I can express." If he's going beyond small talk and digging into your life's details, it's a sign that his feelings are there, quietly beneath the surface. Sign 7, mixed messages over text. Have you noticed how he texts sometimes like he's all in? Long, thoughtful messages, emojis, jokes. Then other times he barely replies or takes hours to respond? That's what I call mixed signals, and it's a classic sign he's fighting his feelings. Psychology explains this as a push and pull caused by fear of vulnerability. When someone cares deeply but is unsure how to express it, their words often don't match their emotions. One day he's brave enough to show his interest. The next, fear or self-doubt makes him withdraw. Here's the key. It's not about disinterest. His texts are a reflection of an internal struggle, his desire to connect battling against his fear of opening his heart. Every inconsistent reply is a tiny window into the conflict he feels. So next time his messages feel confusing, don't take it personally. Understand that his mind is at war with his heart, and the mixed messages are the smoke signals of feelings he's not yet ready to voice. Sign 8. He remembers the small things. One of the most powerful signs he's quietly struggling with his feelings is how he remembers the tiniest details about you. It could be your favorite coffee order, the name of a childhood pet, or a passing comment you made weeks ago. Most people forget these things, but he doesn't. Psychology shows that when someone cares deeply, their brain prioritizes information related to the person they're emotionally invested in. These small details become part of his mental map of you. Here's the emotional truth. Remembering the little things isn't just attention, it's intimacy. He's silently saying, "I notice you. You matter to me more than I can express." Even if he never admits it, these tiny actions reveal the depth of his feelings. So if you notice him recalling the smallest, seemingly insignificant things, it's not coincidence. It's proof that his heart is quietly paying attention, even while his words remain cautious. Sign 9, his friends tease or drop hints. Sometimes you don't have to look at him to know how he feels. You just have to notice his friends. If his friends tease him when you're around, make subtle jokes, or give knowing glances, it's rarely random. Psychology tells us that men often struggle to express feelings directly, but their social circle can pick up on their hidden emotions. Friends become the indirect messengers of his heart. For example, you might hear, "Wow, he really likes you," or see him blush when a friend jokingly brings up your name. These moments are tiny cracks in his careful facade, revealing feelings he's too scared to admit himself. So if his friends seem unusually aware or playful about your connection, pay attention. Their hints often confirm what he's been trying to hide. He's emotionally invested in you, even if he hasn't said a word. Sign 10. Emotional walls and confusion. The last, and perhaps most telling sign is when he seems conflicted or builds invisible walls around himself. You may notice that sometimes he's warm, attentive, and almost vulnerable, but other times he seems distant, rational, or even cold. Psychology shows this is a classic defense mechanism. His heart is pulling him toward you, but his mind is screaming, "Protect yourself." He's scared of getting hurt, scared of rejection, or scared of how intense his feelings are. This internal tug of war often creates mixed behavior. He may overcompensate by hiding emotions, acting aloof, or even overthinking his every move around you. But the confusion isn't a lack of care, it's proof of care. It's evidence that your presence in his life has stirred something real, something meaningful, and he's struggling to reconcile it with fear. So when you see him building these emotional walls, understand this. Behind that hesitation is a man who feels deeply, but isn't yet ready to let his heart show. So there you have it. 10 clear signs a man is secretly fighting his feelings for you. From the lingering glances to nervous energy, subtle jealousy, and even the hints his friends drop, each sign reveals a heart that cares deeply, even if he's too scared to say it. Remember, when a man hides his feelings, it's not about you being unworthy. It's about him struggling with vulnerability, fear, and the intensity of his emotions. The very walls he builds, or the confusion you see, are proof that his heart is active, invested, and quietly working through something powerful. If you recognize these signs in someone you care about, take a gentle approach. Patience, understanding, and open communication can help him feel safe enough to finally express what's inside. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these signs have you noticed the most in your life? Comment below and share your experience. And if you found this video insightful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a psychology-based insight into love and relationships. Because understanding someone's heart is the first step to building a connection that's real, meaningful, and lasting.